it's has broken our heart to hear the loss of Bray Wyatt. I do, unfortunately, I do have a plaque in the mask. I ordered that.
Okay.
But the mask is in my car, and the plaque is still in the works. But yeah, we lost a real one during our break.
Yeah. And that was crazy how it kind of happened. Like not last minute, but it was just like
as soon as we're done recording and we are done for the day, I just see the news that RIP. I'm like, what?
I know, crazy.
Yo, Bray he has done a great thing in TV. Like, personally, I don't know him, but the way how people like everyone to show love, even AEW showing love to Bray Wyatt, it says a lot. It really means that he was a genuine, real ass person, and just like Jay Briscoe, man.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the same.
And I like that, like they showed all the like he went from his evolution from like literally NXT, not even NXT, but it was like the core all the way to leading
the Wyatt family, and two-time Universal WWE champion. I think multiple-time tag team champion. I'm not sure if he won the US or the IC, but he's already solidified already.
He should be in the next year Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yo, that's a without a word of a doubt. It's like it's Paul Heyman, Bray Wyatt,
I feel like somebody like
I could see JoJo
either Undertaker or Mick Foley like inducted him to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. The Undertaker would be nice.
Maybe he finally revealed what he told him. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But it was a sad day for us at wrestling. So
they just had Terry Funk too the week before.
We lost Terry Funk as well. Unfortunately, I don't know him that well. I know he's like one of my coworker who's an old head,
hardcore legend.
Yeah, he one of my coworker. He saw Terry perform, and he was like really heartbroken. Yeah. I'm still like younger than him, so I was like, oh, I didn't know Terry that well. But Bray has a special place in my heart, bro. Like that really, it's sad, and I'm glad that he was able to live his dream. Nothing but prayers and positive vibe to his family, and we'll see what happened in the future. So, yeah. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I'm your boy Jay.
And this is Lucito.
And we're here to talk about everything and anything that has to do with wrestling. As you guys know, we kind of took a week off from, our usual schedule, but we have a lot to talk about. So plenty. So first off, Lucito, how was your trip? And did you enjoy yourself? We're nearly twins.
At least we finally we don't have to edit my color in. It was good. It was I basically went on a cruise, 4-day cruise. I went to Bahamas, so I went to Nassau, then Coco Cay, came back on my birthday on Friday. Then I went to Halloween Horror Nights. Then at the Universal the next day. Then I came back Sunday. So it was like
all of that within a week.
Yeah,
amazing.
So yeah, my bank is hurting, but but whatever. I had a good time. It was a good birthday.
Yes, sir.
I felt it was nice to be disconnected because on the cruise there was no service at all, unless when we landed.
That is a fact. Yeah, because I was waiting for him to respond to me about the prediction.
But it was good. At least when we did our prediction, we did most of it. I think the only we were waiting for was Payback and All Out, sort of. So when I was literally got service, I was like, oh, let me send my predictions through. But no, it was good. It was nice short cruise. I missed the hurricane or tropical storm, whatever, both ways. So we left the day that I was going through Tampa. We were leaving the port, And then when we came back, it was going up to South Carolina, North Carolina, and we were coming back up. So we only got like a little bit of rain on Friday, which wasn't too bad.
That's not bad at all.
But yeah, I felt kind of weird. I missed Olau, I missed Olin, I missed Payback, I missed.
You miss it all.
Yeah,
And
but I was able to catch up a little bit, and get the highlights and stuff. And I also I started doing the fantasy football. I also got auto draft on that, so I kind of didn't get screwed on that. But I have a good team.
Who's your quarterback?
Allen.
Allen who?
The one from
Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Nice. And who's your wide receiver?
Lamb from the Dallas. CD Lamb.
CD Lamb.
So I have a decent roster. Somehow it auto pick like the best people, but
And your running back?
I'll tell you right now. But it's not. I'm like.
I know this is a wrestling podcast, but I'm always curious to hear.
Allen, Lamb, T. Higgins from, I don't know. Then I have Robinson from Atlanta.
Okay, yep.
And Akers from the Rams. Then I have Ingram from tight end and McLaurin as my wide receiver 3. And I have Bass from Buffalo, the kicker, and San Francisco as my defense. So I was like, when I looked at
is it Nick Bosa?
No, Bass as the kicker for
No,
Buffalo.
the San Fran. They have, I think, they have a Bosa. I'm not sure if it's Nick
so I have
or
that,
the other
So
one.
I have Washington as my defense and San Francisco as my defense. So I was like, I'm not complaining. I was like, all right, whatever. I might do some tweaking afterwards, but
I don't think there's
not
much.
Bad for auto pick.
There's not a lot of tweaking you need to do unless if you got to change your backup quarterback, whatever.
And I think my backup quarterback is Geno Smith, which is not bad.
Yeah, Geno did perform well. He almost got them to the.
So I think I'm Marquise Brown for Arizona, Perrine running back from Denver.
Yeah.
Burks from wide receiver from Tennessee, and I have Detroit's tight end. I might switch him out, but not too bad.
Yeah, we'll check his highlight from last year before.
Whatever. But I saw my roster. I was like, that's not bad for auto pick. I was like, all right, I thought it was gonna be worse. I've had worse.
For it to be Josh Allen, and then you follow it up with freaking CD Lamb. Yeah. That and then Robinson from Chicago. That says a lot, bro. That says a lot. Oh, Cincinnati or Chicago?
Higgins is the tight end from Cincinnati.
Yes.
And Robinson's from
Chicago. Atlanta?
Yeah.
Atlanta. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, damn. Higgins is good.
And I think the people that I'm facing, everybody got a decent team, so I just gotta, move some pieces around. But not too bad.
I feel sorry for whoever had Mac Jones.
Whoever picked Kelsey, he just got hurt.
That's he hyperextended. Yeah, hyperextended his leg, but doesn't mean he's out. Like his.
But he's out for the first game.
It's Detroit.
Yeah, but he's out for the first game.
It's Detroit though. Detroit for Kansas City defense is gonna.
I don't know.
They're more favorable without Kelsey.
We'll see.
Like Mahomes he has weapon. I don't think he's gonna bust out just because it's not gonna be a bust. It's not. But let's talk about wrestling. Fun chit chat. But let's talk about wrestling. Let's just talk in general, right? In general formatting. What match impressed you the most, and what match was your least favorite out of the 3?
I will say I didn't see it coming. Like I mentioned, I saw some of the highlights and kind of like yesterday, kind of like a recap of what happened. I didn't care too much or at all about the Becky Lynch and Trish. Like it was basically 2 pay-per-views overdue. But at least we finally get an end to that situation, hopefully. Mm-hmm. The one I was I will say the 2 that I was kind of like impressed or like I didn't see it coming was Moxley winning the International Championship.
You picked Moxley though.
Yeah, but when I saw them, I picked them, but I didn't see the match until literally an hour ago.
Right.
So I picked him, but I just didn't. In my head I couldn't picture him getting it completely. Yes, I was yes, he's gonna win it, whatever. But it's just to finally see it, and I'm like, okay, now it kind of
you brought it to existence, my guy. I was surprised.
That one and
that one was wow.
The Dutchman Day winning the Undisputed Championship.
Yeah, that okay. So I'm gonna piggyback on the
Yeah.
judgment comment. I felt that when Rhea, I'm not sure if it was the Monday before or the Friday before, when she said like we're getting all the gold
Yeah.
or it's a bust.
Yeah.
I felt like like they're gonna get that job done.
Yeah.
I did not assume that Damian Priest was gonna cash in the Money in the Bank. I figured that they were gonna win the tag team in a sense. Especially I didn't even know the speculation was street fight. I didn't know that part.
Okay.
I just knew it was just
it was.
I thought it was going to be a traditional tag team match, but it was a street fight, which hell of a match. Honestly, I definitely give it a 4.5 star rating.
Yeah.
I think Dominique did his part pretty well. The person who really surprised me in that matchup was Rhea Ripley, because her match was right after that, and she just showed up and freaking like speared the hell out of Kevin Owens. Which props to mommy, props to you.
She's a beast. I don't think nobody at the moment. Cool. I feel like she's kind of untouchable at the moment, which is tough for that division.
Yes, I mean right now Raquel is definitely gonna. I'm hoping she get her round 2 because that matchup was pretty okay. I just felt like people were not invested like I was. Like when I was watching the match, I was like, this is like, you know how I'm crazy about big meaty men type of match,
which you ended up getting all out.
Of course. Like that right there, big strong women type of match was exactly what I wanted, and I fell in love with wrestling in that format. I wish the crowd were just behind it like I was. Piggybacking from your Trish Stratus and Becky comment, it was hard. It was a hard pitch. It like the match was necessary. I think the cage didn't really help though. I think that was the one element.
I feel like that kind of took away the Zoe Stark element out of it. So it's like you still got unfinished business, trying to get over it, but it's just like,
No, I mean, during the match, they each did a tribute to Lita and to Melinda, I believe it was, because they were the first 2 women to have a match in that city, in Pittsburgh, a long time ago during the Raw era. With, they did the Black Widow, the Twist of Fate. It was a tribute to them. That was cool. However, I felt like they were not well equipped to bring more life out of the cage match. Like War Games, when War Games, and you have Io Sky, you have Ripley, you have Bianca, you have Dakota Kai, things happen, and it's just like, okay, like you guys are using every element around you and bringing it to life, even though it's just material things, but they just use it. But Trish and Becky, that they did their best, I'm glad that Zoe Stark finally is out with Trish. I think Trish is going to ice up, relax, recharge. Hopefully we see her again in the near future, but like Royal Rumble or something like that. But I think Zoe Stark, with her following match, which was with Shayna Baszler, and Shayna giving the props to her, saying like, yo, you gave me a better match than Ronda did. That speaks volume, ladies and gentlemen. Like, that says a lot. Like, Zoe Stark is not... She's not a jobber. She's
not ready to go, but like she's a contender.
She's a contender. She's a fighter. She's a warrior. She is ready to, hopefully win the gold. I could see them being a tag team champion. Like, that chemistry, I think that's way better than what Baszler and Ronda was trying to do. Like Stark and Baszler, I'm speaking that to existence. I would like to see that. A big surprise for me, and I'm still in the WWE lane, is Jay announcing that he is part of Monday Night Raw. Which
I think they're the whole draft situation's whatever, but I think they might do the swap eventually. I think Cody. There's talks about Cody going to SmackDown.
Fine by me.
Which is fine. But my issue is they need to finish the bloodline situation because it's like...
That's on hold.
It makes no sense now.
It's on hold.
And it makes no sense. And it's just like...
Well, it doesn't make sense that Roman is hurt and the belt is not relinquished from him, which is weird. Weird flex. Weird flex. However, I love that Jimmy's getting his push on SmackDown. Jade's gonna get his push on Raw.
Mhm.
If they're able to deliver well within the next 2 to 3 months, right? I feel that their WrestleMania dream match in the near future.
Yeah, either that or they're gonna have a Survivor Series between them two. Or
No.
you know.
They say WrestleMania.
Okay.
That's what they wanted. They said it in an interview, and I believe it.
Yeah.
I could see that happen. No belts needs to be involved. If there was a championship belt, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like a US, an IC,
Yeah.
NXT, North American, whatever. But right now, the storyline for them to be able to see each other at WrestleMania is looking good. And I don't know if it's this WrestleMania or the following WrestleMania, but right now, it's just looking good in my perspective. That was a big up for me. Cody wording out, I hope you know what you're doing type of shit. I didn't get that part. I'm like, Cody, like, you want to fight him? You want to, like, what's going on? Because I understand Drew McIntyre on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Like, when Drew and Jay saw each other eye to eye, it's like, yeah, we fought. I still hate your gut. But with Cody, it's like, Cody, what are you trying to do? No. Like, I didn't get that part. Now, going to the AEW side, yes, Miro and Hobbs match was definitely 2 thumbs up in my book. I know it's not everybody's favorite match, but
and we got a lot out of it too.
CJ Perry.
Yeah.
We got CJ Perry, which it's kind of funny that Miro is still following that storyline. You saw the post? Mm-hmm. Supposedly, like, he didn't forget about what she did with Bobby Lashley, which I think is funny. I love that they're building something out of something for many of us to be like, oh shit, why are they still? And we're like, oh, I think that's.
I hope she's an
that's
asset.
awesome.
I hope she becomes a manager that she was in the beginning.
Oh yeah. No accent too. You don't need to be Russian.
I hope I'm not. If she wrestles, I hope she goes through Ring of Honor, then challenges whatever. Like, she needs more like ring. I don't know what she's been training or doing, whatever. But like, I don't think at the moment she's not ready for the AEW like Dynamite or Rampage.
I hear you, bro. I really do. Yeah. I don't think she needs it.
No, but it's, you know, just to be sort of active, because I know she's trying to help out. Eventually,
it's like homegirl that does the rapping for AEW for Marshall and Johnny Wrestling.
But she wrestles. She's okay.
Yeah, but Julia Hart doesn't wrestle that often.
But she's okay.
But my point is, like,
Lana wrestle in like a year, maybe let's say 2.
And we don't need to. She just gotta be the eye candy. Hopefully, be the management manager for Miro. That would be my hope. Yeah. And if Miro and Hobbs could build an alliance, dude, that's a hell of a tag team. To me, that's a hell of a tag team for either Ring of Honor or AEW. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just saying, like, who's gonna mess with that tag team? That's a muscle meat.
You could see, if you're gonna do, like, if you want extra meaty men in the ring, you have them two against Shane Taylor and Keith Lee.
Oh, I know.
And then.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, then you could have.
But first, I would like for Hobbs. Yeah. First, step 1, Hobbs and Miro.
Eventually. Yeah.
Become alliance. Part 2, win the tag team champion. 3, have that match with Keith Lee and Shane Taylor. What do you thought of his performance, Biden? Since we brought him up.
It was fine. I've seen him in the Indies when he was in Ring of Honor stuff, but at the moment there's nobody. I feel like in All In and All Out, they were missing opportunities, which we discussed 2 weeks ago, about matches and setup and things. Like, they should have had, like, Zack Sabre Jr. You could have, who's the best TV champ, like Zack Sabre Jr. against Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, for me, like, I know the story between him and CM Punk. That match I didn't care about. Like, it's just fine, whatever.
Didn't sell. Didn't.
But it's just like there's certain things you could have moved around. Like, if you had Adam Cole, like, a tag team versus Ring of Honor, have the Ring of Honor with somebody, like, legit, or somebody else. I feel like there's matches that we could have seen or have better stretch for All In, All Out, and I feel like they gave they gave us what they gave us. It was fine, but I expect more from them. For me, especially with the plethora of people that they have.
I mean,
But he did fine, and I feel it's not Shane Taylor is doing his thing, but I feel it's not his time yet. Also for Samoa Joe for not to lose his title yet.
Samoa Joe, well said about Shane Taylor too. I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job with Samoa Joe.
Mhm.
But Samoa Joe definitely knows how to build story from a bump to MJF. We're probably going to see a future matchup. It could be for the AEW World Championship belt, or it could be for the TV Ring of Honor TV. Like, we could see MJF possibility be a trio champion, like triple champ. Like, what?
Yeah, so we seen that coming. I don't know, seen that coming. MJF, I guess my pick and prediction came through. MJF and Adam Cole becoming the Ring of Honor champions.
Yes, he did that in All In. Yes,
so it was,
yes.
That was, I think it was good. And also them defending the week after against the Dark Order, which was a good, not the same level as the Aussie Open, but a good tag team.
Close, yeah, a good tag team.
So I hope they keep defending it, and I feel like they keep building like animosity and also friendship out of it. Like,
well, Adam Cole is finally a Grand Slam champion for Ring of Honor. MJF is rocking the double champ.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be the next cleaner in AEW, the way how things are looking at. I'm mostly excited for the MJF and Samoa Joe story. Love to see how that's going to like build up. We might see Shane Taylor be partner with Samoa Joe for the belts. Either way, it looks fine to me. I'm mostly impressed too. I mean, obviously, Saraya winning the belt.
She had to. I'm not saying she had to win it, but she had to win it.
Well, you know, that was pretty cool. Tony Storm still building that Moreau type of energy to life. I think that's a good bit for her. Were you wanted Ruby Soho to win the TBS championship from Chris Statlander?
Not at all.
I know I have always messed up her name in previous episode, but I finally got it right.
I think Ruby should go for Athena.
A Ring of Honor. Ooh.
Yes. Like, build up. Because I feel like in her group, she's like, there's a hierarchy in her group. So I feel like Saraya just won it. You had Tony Storm that won it. She's not in the AEW championship. She tried, couldn't get it done. She tried the TBS when Jade used to be there, couldn't get it done. So I feel like go against Athena or maybe a tag team division. I don't know. I think the women's or whatever. But you know what I'm saying, like some type of way like that. So she built up more of cachet or more of her name rather than just keep trying. Because I feel Chris Statlander not yet. I feel like Jade or if she ever comes back, get her rematch. I don't think there's nobody at the moment that could take on Chris Statlander. Maybe Athena wants to like at least not forfeit, but like give up the Ring of Honor and be like, hey, I want to go against this championship I've never won, and basically probably take it from her. So at least do something like that and leave the Ring of Honor because she cleaned the whole division already for Ring of Honor.
She sure did.
So at least move up to TBS and kind of do what she's trying to, the reign that she had in Ring of Honor, move it to TBS and leave the Ring of Honor open for whomever.
I think with Athena, is giving her the flexibility to also become a double champion.
Yeah.
With Chris, I don't know what is needed for her moment to be more memorable. Because a lot of the wrestlers she's been facing, they're great, but the matches has not been like epic. We're not too like crazy about it. I think with the Ruby Soho match, it was good, but I don't think like a week or two from now, I don't think we're gonna remember that.
Because I know the one that should have taken it or at least been a better match is what's her name? John Morrison's wife.
Taya?
Yeah, Taya Valkyrie. So I feel like she could have held that division a little bit better and been more competitive. Because Chris Statlander looks strong and kind of unbeatable, which is fine. That's what you had with Jade, but at least
we have no problem with that.
But with Taya Valkyrie, she's more versatile with everybody, so she's more giving and like making people look strong. Either way, she's gonna beat them, but at least she gives them enough room for them to like look better.
Nyla Rose gotta like like dust out the old tights and get in the ring again. Because like, I feel like if anyone could give Chris Stanlander a run for her money, it's Nyla Rose right now.
Or you can have somebody like Britt
or
Baker.
Athena, Nyla Rose are the top two. Taya, I like your argument point for her. I agree. Like, there's three good contenders for that belt.
Britt Baker's partner, what's her name?
Jamie Hayter.
Yes, she was a former champion, so at least she's been out of the picture for a while. I'm like,
she's building them guns, bro.
So at least she could go muscle versus muscle for, I guess, Chris.
I don't mind a muscle type of match, especially seeing what's her name, Jordan Grace.
Mm-hmm.
My God, bro, Jordan back.
Well, I don't think, for example, like there's somebody. I don't think her contract is up yet for NWA and everything, but she lost her title. You could have
She lost. Well, I think that wasn't the stipulation was that if as long as Peraza was champion, she can't go.
No. NWA, the champion that used to be. She just lost her title. And
while he's looking that up, shout out to the Golden
Bullet.
Golden Bullet, like, bro, I didn't know you was gonna be two vet tag team like that, but shout out to Juice Robinson, Jay White, Austin, Corbin, like that shit was fire. Thank you for giving me
Camille.
One right out
Camille,
of that prediction.
Brickhouse Camille, Camille, she used to be like the longest NWA Women's Champion. She lost her title recently.
Okay.
So I was like, I wouldn't mind seeing them because sometimes they work with NWA or other companies. Maybe seeing her come through and be another powerhouse similar to Jade, and she's a little bit more polished or more ring ready than Jade, and kind of could go against.
We have said this before. What AEW and Ring of Honor just need is just more well polished women wrestlers, and they have women wrestlers. And shout out to the Sky Blue, the Taya, the Ruby Soho, Britt Baker, and so forth.
Yeah.
A lot. They have some good names, but it's the combination. You know what I'm saying? Figure out, okay, if Red Velvet, you work with Britt Baker make sure she look good. Hogan, you face Chris. Make sure you get the win, but make her build. Like, they just got to work on building each other up. Because once they figure that part out, my guy, I feel like they could definitely be in the same conversation with WWE and NXT in a sense. Because right now, NXT, WWE, when it comes to the women division, I think it's they're
more polished. And
it's more ideal.
Yeah.
Like, even with that fatal 4 or 5 way that they had for the number one contender to face Tiffany, well, tonight, because we record on Tuesday, that was freaking awesome. I love that. And then there's a possibility that Becky, if Tiffany retained the belt, Becky might take a scroll down to NXT, which, again, you're building up. You know what I'm saying? Just small little things.
And do you think her mess up was on purpose, or do you think they did it just to build story? Because when she cut a promo, she talked about the champions of NXT, and she named Becky and somebody. She tweeted, "I'm like, oh, thank you for the props, but I never was champion." So I don't know if it was like a oopsie turn into something, or maybe it was like promo. Either way, I'm like, she got Becky coming down to NXT.
Keep in mind, Kofi Mania only happened because one person was not available to partake in that gauntlet. I believe it was
the chamber. Yeah,
the chamber. And what did Kofi did? He made something out of nothing. So I think it was like an oopsie, and it became like, oh, we got something good cooking, and it'd be dope if Becky went back to NXT and just win the belt.
And everybody has done it, sort of.
Well, she hasn't.
No, I'm saying everybody who
out
went
of the 4 original horsemen, she's the only one.
But everybody whoever decided to go back, has won it.
But keep in mind, it's key select. It's not like a whole batch of people that's been going back to NXT and supporting that brand. It's small bits. You know what I'm saying? First, it was the New Day. Then we had Dolph Ziggler. Then Ali is doing his thing. I'm hoping he finally get that number.
Corbin, same thing.
Corbin. Who else was like a big help? Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins brought life to NXT. So it's like
I know Finn went back a couple times.
Yes, with Judgment Day.
Yep. Rhea went back down again and when the title came back up.
Rhea, Dom had a mixed tag team match too, which it helps. It brings eyes. So me seeing Becky there and help run NXT, I think that's good for the yellow and gold brand personally.
True. Yeah.
Because right now she resigned at Raw, and Raw already have a lot of things going on. First of all, shout out to Chad Gable. I know you had your family there, and you had your momentum. Well told story. That was a well built story for Chad Gable. Fortunately, it was not enough for him to get the IC, which by the end of this month, Gunther is going to be the longest reigning IC champion of all time. That's amazing.
So he should lose it eventually, but I feel like he needed this. I think they needed him to become the longest reigning.
I think the next U.S. pay-per-view, because I think
they're going to Saudi Arabia next.
Yeah, I think that's the 10th too. Fuck, we got to make our prediction. I don't got my phones on me, so you're probably going to have to read the matches.
So I think the pay-per-view so far, what they have coming up,
I think it's the 10th.
So that Fastlane's October 7th.
Yeah. I think that could be a good area for him to lose the belt.
October, September, June, July.
Also, shout out to
the 8th. It's the Superstar Spectacle at Saudi Arabia. Then NXT No Mercy, Fastlane is October 7th.
Say it again.
So they go to Saudi Arabia. Oh, sorry, not Saudi Arabia, India. Sorry.
India. When?
September 8th.
That doesn't make sense because SmackDown is on the 8th. That's a Friday.
That's what I have here. Maybe they moved it or Superstar.
So are you telling me SmackDown is not happening on Friday?
Well, it has to happen, but I think they're probably sending people over there at the same time. Yeah, Superstar Spectacle.
We're gonna give you similar to what we did with All Out. We're just gonna do the same thing for this India.
So I think they have India, and that's weird.
Because Kevin Owen and Sami Zayn was gonna have a match against what their name again? Vaya in Vareem in Homeboy.
Yes, basically
for the belts.
But they don't have a belt.
I know, so I guess Judgment Day is going.
So Indus Sher, which is Veer Mahan and Sangha, will battle Kevin Owens. And what else? I think that's the only match that they have set so far.
So I guess they're sending out Raw people.
Probably. Because I know John Cena's going to be...
in India?
He's going to be in Boston.
I got my ticket.
Huh?
I already got my tickets.
So I'm like... But yeah, so Friday night, I don't know. Like, because they had some matches on Friday night already like set up.
Also, John, don't be ashamed that, you're older. You're not the same big muscular dude as before. It's okay, bro.
Yeah, so the matches...
You got energy, bro.
The matches for Friday that they have advertised is Charlotte Flair and Shotzi, which is weird, but Charlotte Flair and Shotzi versus Io and Bayley in a tag team match. Then WWE confirmed Jimmy Uso versus AJ Styles. Then...
Those are SmackDown people.
Yeah, so the Friday show.
Who the hell is going to be in Boston?
Then I think John Cena should be there. And
in India or in Boston?
In Boston. And then let me see, Cody Rhodes is being advertised. TD Guard in Boston is advertised for him for a match against Damien Priest. So I don't know if they're picking and choosing who they're sending to India and like blending people. But yeah.
I know I'm going to be in Boston. I know I'm excited to see, what they were. I was hoping to see Roman Reigns.
I doubt it.
You know what I'm saying? Roman Reigns, but Yeah, bro. That's a weird flex, bro. No word of lie.
So what is the SmackDown? What do they have here? They have nothing set up yet. Yeah, so Jimmy should be there, and Cena should be
At
there.
SmackDown?
And SmackDown.
Yes. Okay. Oh, so the
Wow.
matches you said was not for India, it was for SmackDown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. I love Aegis out.
The only match that they have for so far it's over there. It's the
Mia Yim. I get to see Mia Yim too.
Indusher. What is it? Indusher against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's kind of what the only thing they have advertised going over there.
That's fine. As long as I get to see Mia Yim, AJ Styles, Jimmy will be. What do you think of the brothers' intro music separately?
Yeah, it's
because Jey Uso kept the down with Day One, but remixed it a bit. Yeah. Jimmy is what? Is just like a whole new thing or instrumental? Like,
I always get confused. So Jimmy is the one in SmackDown, right? Or
Jimmy is the one with. Okay, so Jay.
Jimmy is the
shorter one. Jay is
Jimmy's what Trinity married to Trinity.
Yes.
Okay. So
and he has the dreads.
Yeah. Well, the cornrows, whatever.
Cornrows, braid.
He's fine. I feel like I like that he's doing his thing, but I feel like he's trying to catch up because he had momentum, and back in the day he had some momentum. Then he got into trouble. Then his brother had to take over. That's why he had to be like basically the right hand man and kind of be brought in. So I like that they're doing their separate thing, but it's tough because now you're competing against your twin. So it's
that's beautiful.
So your other twin has more momentum and got main event.
But it's like, again, it's all about the build up. How they're gonna build them up. And Drew versus Jay will be an interesting match. Cody versus Jay. Yeah. I don't know why, but that'll be good. If Jay is able to have like a really 4-star match against Seth Rollins, that'd be great. And by ratings, what I mean, it has to be well performed, less botch, well delivered, good selling of the bumps. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody sell bumps. You know what I'm saying? Like I forgot what match it was where someone did like a blow to the stomach and the other person just like whatever. It's like, bro, sell it. Like sell the bit. Like that's part of wrestling. So okay. I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy. Let's go SmackDown. So to recap the pay-per-view conversation, right? Out of the 3, All In, All Out, Payback, which one do you give first, second, and third place to?
I would say All In as the number 1, Payback 2, and All Out.
So in that, that's the chronicle order.
Basically. Because All In there was matches that like, now I'm saying I wasn't expecting, but that one's more thought out for me. Because
All Out?
All In. It's for me, the matches sort of, in comparison to All Out, was more thought out. And also doing a back-to-back pay-per-view, it was too rushed for me. If you would have done it next month or move, like, it's just, I have those comments on Twitter, people saying like, I'm gonna say I can afford another 60, but it's just like you're spent 60, let's say Saturday, and next Saturday you gotta spend another 60. Like people normally there's that gap in between like a month or so that gives some breathing room and stories and money and whatever. I feel like All In for me, I like that had more match. It seemed more important than All Out, even though All Out was in Chicago. But some of the matches All Out felt like a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, and All In felt like a AEW pay-per-view.
So for me, it's All Out, All In, Payback.
Okay.
For me, All Out, even though as well as you explained that it was well thought out, and yes, it was the second pay-per-view after All In. For me, what I did like is with all the CM Punk situation, they still did Collision in Chicago. They still did All Out. They still have FTR, Sky Blue. Yeah. They did their memoir to CM Punk in the sense, and still gave a great show. Yeah. Like, you still had all your top players. You had Kenny, the Young Buck, FTR, MJF, Adam Cole. You had Chris Stanley. I feel like everybody was there representing. You had Samoa Joe. You had your Ring of Honor champion too. Like you had like piece of everybody.
But I feel like for me, it just for the
even
matches,
the open weight champion from Eddie Kingston. It's like that to me was like, okay, you brought the belts, you brought your top players. Great.
Yeah, but for me, it's like I see your point, but I feel for me, it was just match for match. I feel All In. There was like if you put kind of like similar matches side by side, I feel like overall All In had a little bit either better quality or better story than, for example, like that. Also, for example, OC Open against MJF and
there was no story behind that.
Yes, but we didn't know what's gonna happen between like would they continue and like because that match kind of like rolled over to the main event.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, are they gonna win the championship and be co-champions at the last match, or would they like mess it up and hate each other? Then there's gonna be
and bring more heat for that match.
So there's kind of that threaded to the end of the match.
Mm-hmm.
So like for example, that match versus the one for against the Dark Order was like, okay, I prefer Aussie Open over the Dark Order and quality of match per se. Then you had the MJF one against Adam Cole, which was good. Then you had the
Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. That's equivalent
then you
to
kind
it.
of like had the kind of like a follow up on that because they had a match. Was it this Stampede one?
Yep. Which Orange Cassidy won.
And then you had Chris Jericho kind of giving you not a concert but like a mini concert at his intro, which is at Wembley Stadium. You have to make it more.
Yeah,
important.
I mean they dragged it out, but that's my whole point because they were in the UK and because certain individual needed additional time.
Yeah,
it was just a little bit it just prolonged for me too much. With All Out, it was straight to the point.
Yeah.
Match in, match out, match in, match out. You bump me, we're gonna fight. Boom, I'm gonna have my match with Shane Taylor. Continue on, match in.
Yeah.
It was, to me, the pace of it was good. 11, I think it was 9 to 11 matches compared to WWE 5 to 6 matches, and then All Out, All In was also about like 11. I did the post on TikTok. I think there were 7 parts. Yeah, there were 7. Like for me in this particular case, the quantity was beneficial of my time than the quality that WWE was trying to give me out of the pay-per-view and All In trying to extend because it was their first time in new territory, which congratulations.
I think over 80,000 tickets.
Yeah, like they sold out like great. That's great. But All Out to me was like, you lost CM Punk, you fired him on the spot. You did Collision, right? You did Damage Control, because what Tony Khan tried to do was crazy. Of like trying to talk to the people of Chicago, of personally announcing that CM Punk is no longer part of AEW, which honestly, like, I went a little bit under in the betting pool because I thought he was going to be out within 3 weeks, but I think it's 5-6 episodes of Collision that he got the boot. So I'm not surprised. Are you surprised or?
I feel like he
disappointed.
I feel like he kind of did it to himself because there was ulterior motive for him because he did the first stunt because he wanted to be at WrestleMania, or at least the Rumble, and that he didn't get he got sent home, but he didn't get fired. This one now he got no complete clause and he's fired. So who knows where he's gonna show up? I don't think WWE needs him or wants him, but who knows?
Well, Seth Rollins
said, I don't want him. Like
we don't want Phil. Yeah. Like he's a cancer. Like that. Yeah. Seth said it clearly. Don't want Phil. He's a cancer. He doesn't bring anything anymore. The most I can see CM Punk go to, the most I can see him in WWE. I'm not gonna front. There's a chance that he could be back, but honestly, go to NWA or go to New Japan.
Yeah.
try to pull those stunts on those people and see you ain't gonna get smacked in the back of your head.
No.
That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not surprised that CM Punk was let go. I'm just disappointed because I wanted him to prove me wrong, which he did not. That's fine. But what did AEW did? Again, Tony Khan speaking to the people of Chicago. Also, it was funny to me that they asked anybody with CM Punk shirt to change it inside out. That's hilarious. Okay. Anywho, you bring Ricky Steamboat, the Dragon himself, to talk to Ricky Stark and be like, you're going to have a match, but it's not going to be with me. And who do you bring in? The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, which I thought he was going to be out for another 2 more months. That was kind of wild for me. I knew we were like at the 3-4 month time frame, but for him to come out the way how he did, I was like, that's beautiful, bro. And his match against Ricky Stark, that was also a good bloody match too. Like BCC fully united. I love that.
Yeah. I feel bad for Ricky Stark because he has some momentum, and now it's like stalled out, sort of.
It how you capitalize.
Yeah.
The question is, what is he gonna do to build up from that loss? Are you gonna like be the baby in Collision? Because Collision now is his show. Yeah. If you think about it, it's his show. It's Willow's show. I think Brian is gonna try to help with creative. You still have the House of Black.
And that kind of surprised me a little bit when they lost the titles. Then you have that was like, yo, that's crazy. But I feel now the right team took it from them. But I'm not mad that Claim took it.
I'm not mad either. Yeah. Which again, if the House of Black, the Acclaim are working both Dynamite and Collision, that should help with rating. You just need a few good female wrestler like Sky Blue, Willow, and other competitors. You really can make Collision something special to watch. You know what I'm saying? So it's fun. It's fun to see how it go. The Young Bucks finally made their dark show appearance in Collision and celebrating. Yo, Nick is petty. Nick is petty.
From the Elite, I need like a rebrand something. It's just Hangman Page. That he's like obvious. The last man standing. Like it's just like, okay, what can you do now? Like either get rebranded or something. Like it's just I don't care about him.
Have your match with Jon Moxley. Make the like what Orange Cassidy have done in the 11th month, 32 matches. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you are a good person to do a 3, 5, 7-part series with Moxley and make the international belt like it's called the international belt, right? Yeah, make the international belt as prestige as Orange Cassidy was doing. Yeah. Like you got to challenge Moxley, make like push, like that's one way he could rebrand himself. And if like Moxley, I don't think he really needs a belt. Yeah. I think they just did it because like
they just needed somebody legit to take it from
right. But I feel like a good person to take it off from Moxley is Hangman Page. Yeah. Like the Elite, they need someone with gold. Why not him?
Either that or we could see. I wouldn't mind seeing Jay White with that one.
I'm waiting for Bullet Club Gold to be in gold, baby.
Because like, Jay White needs something. Like he's kind of like protected at the moment, but like Kenny doesn't have a title at all.
He doesn't need it.
No, but I'm saying like no, because they have beef. So I'm like they don't got a title that he could take from him. There's really nobody else. I don't want Jay White to go to Ring of Honor at the moment yet. I feel like the international one he could compete with people from overseas, like be the bridge between overseas and the States, and him be able to kind of like open challenge situation, and him having his boys protects him, kind of makes him unbeatable because he got 3 people with him. So then I feel like him, like them against the BCC or them against FTR, like groups that put together, they would be somehow Jay White could be good. I don't want him to be TNT at the moment. Don't touch that belt at the moment because you have Christian.
Oh, Luchasaurus. Yes.
So that's let them deal with that. That title on the side, and Jay White with MJF not yet. So I feel like the only title left over for him is the international one.
If the Gun Boys with Juice Robinson are able to be
the trios one would be too bad.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about the Ring of Honor. I think they call the Embassy.
Yeah.
If they could beat the Embassy,
because they were tag team champions.
That's 3/4.
Yeah,
that's 3/4 of the Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah.
In gold, and then Jay, he could go for the international. He could go for Claudio. I think your time is up as champion. No offense.
Coming around.
I said his time is up.
Okay.
I'm not saying what you say that he's a whack ass champion and this and that. I'm not saying that. I said right now at this moment, it's time for you to let go of the belt and
you know what? He could, if he ends up losing it, he would be a good TV champion.
Who?
Claudio. Kind of like make that kind of like the.
I thought the topic was about Jay White. Right now, I'm on Jay White.
No, you brought Claudio, so I was. But no, if he ends up, if Jay White takes a Ring of Honor or even the international one, Claudio could like
beat Zach. Is it Zach?
Either
Samoa. You're saying beat Samoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of like feasible and doable.
I mean, like he could also try to win the Pure Championship.
That too.
I mean, he was the technical replacement for Bryan Danielson a long time ago.
Shibata, he's a beast. Like,
so this is the end of our episode. Thank you everybody for sticking through with us. We appreciate you. Let us know in the comment below what you liked about the 3 pay-per-view. Because for us wrestling fans, we were very blessed to have all these special events thrown at us back to back to back. Also, please be sure to follow us on our social media. We're on the TikTok, the Instagram, the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitter, Providence Lucha Talk. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and all that good jazz. So, any last word on your end?
No, we enjoyed, a good 3 pay-per-views soon. Let's see what comes out of this for AEW and WWE. There's some stuff going on NXT. We'll touch that. We'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
But overall, I'm happy with what we got for wrestling. And some unfortunate news, but we went through it. But overall, it's wrestling has been good to us so far.
Yes, sir. So thank you everybody sticking through. My name is Jay.
This is Luisito.
We say good night, buenas noches, and peace.